Hey guys, Hellraiser here. In a previous video I showed you this Williams fishtail that I restored, and in that video I just touched briefly on this speaker panel mod that I did where I put a piece of plexiglass in it and side lit it. So I wanted to talk a little bit more about it. So let me turn the lights off so you can see it a little bit better, and let me explain to you how it works. So basically what I did is I put in a piece of plexiglass and I put in side lights to side light it. Now, as you can see, I can turn the brightness up or down on it. But I've got it set right now where it basically matches the brightness of the trans light. So how did I do it? Well, let me show you. And first of all, let me say this is not easy. It took somewhere between 8 and 10 hours for me to do this. Let me turn on my lights again. Now I want to show you something. If you look over here. Okay, what we're looking at here. Let's say, for instance, that you have a marquee. So you have, this is one from an arcade. So you have a Ghosts and Goblins marquee. And you want to backlight it. So what would you normally do? Well, normally in an arcade machine, you have a fluorescent light behind it. But let's say you did want to put in LEDs. So what I have here are some LEDs. These are LED strip lights that you can buy on eBay, and you get them from China. They're about $3 a piece. Okay, so what do they look like? Let me plug them in. There you go. Very bright, aren't they? Now, in an arcade machine, you can put the lights pretty far behind the marquee. So, let's say you did that. You put them way back there. Looks pretty good, doesn't it? Lights it up good. Let me turn off the light so you can see that better. So there you go. It'll light it up pretty good. But in a pinball, you can't do that. The lights have to be very close. So if you put the lights close, what do you get? Well, that's what you get. And that's not going to work. That does not shine up the marquee or shine up the speaker panel area in an effective enough way to make it look good. So what do? Okay, lights back on. Here's what we do. We take a piece of plexiglass. And what you do is you cut it to the size you need, and then you scuff it up. I scuff mine up with about 200 grit sandpaper. What does that do? Well, watch this. You take the lights and you put them on each side, and basically what you're making is a glowing panel. Now, turn the lights off so you can see that. Now, doesn't that look good? Let's see how, get a little closer there for you. So that's the basic idea behind side lighting something. It's a diffuse panel that directs the light in all directions at once. Now, how do we use this in a pinball machine? Okay. On a D&D panel, a speaker panel, this is what it looks like. Okay? So you have to take your piece of plexiglass and you have to make one of these. How do you do that? Well, that's where it gets complicated. I have a CNC machine and I also have a router. So what I do, I routed everything out, and then some of it I routed out with the CNC machine. Then you see every one of these holes. What I did is I went in the back and I drilled a hole a little bit smaller, and then I tapped every single one of these so that the screws would work with it so I could mount everything back again. That's what you have to do. Then you have to find a way to put the light strips in the plastic panels that are on the bottom and on the top of the speaker panel. When you get done with that, you have to hook up all your wiring. You also have to hook up a 12-volt dimmer. By the time all is said and done, you're going to spend 8 to 10 hours to do this. Now, as you can see, the results are terrific. It looks really good. And if you have the time to do that and the patience to do that, well, feel free. But what if you don't have the time or patience to do that? Well, fortunately, pretty soon someone on Pinside will be selling this. If you go to the website www. Hush up, Dr. Dude, I'm talking here. www.lightedpinballmods.com, which is going to be opening real soon. I don't think they're open right now, but they'll be opening real soon. They'll have this mod that you can buy. Now, why would I suggest buying it instead of making it? Well, not everybody has the tools I have. Not everybody has a CNC machine. Not everybody has a routing machine. Not everybody has a shop to do this. And it's incredibly complicated. Plus, it's not the cheapest thing in the world. By the time you buy a $30 to $40 sheet of plexiglass, by the time you buy all your LED lights, by the time you buy your LED dimmer kit, by the time you buy all your wiring to hook it up, you probably spent $80, $90. I think the speaker panel lighted kit is going to cost around $200. So it's going to be cost prohibitive to do it yourself. So you might as well go do it. But I wanted to show you how I did it, just in case you're creative and want to give it a shot, either on your pinball machine or maybe on one of your arcade machines, just to show you how it's done. That's how you side light a piece of plexiglass if you want to light up your marquee or if you want to light up your speaker panel in your pinball. Do I recommend it? Not really. It takes a lot of time, a lot of effort. It's much easier to go to www.lightedpinballmods.com and buy one there and put it in. Probably would take you less than an hour to do it that way. So feel free to do whatever you want. I hope you liked my video. Hope you enjoyed it and hope to see you again soon. Later.